Thanks for joining us for Taking Sides. I'm Cynthia Allen here with Bob Ray Sanders. How are you today, Bob Ray?
I'm very good today.
Did you watch the debate last night?
Of course. I mean, who didn't?
And who do you think? Why don't you give me your take on who you think won? Who you think did a better job?
Oh, well, first of all, as one who used to judge debates in URL competition, I can easily say on points alone, on substance alone, Wendy Davis clearly won.
I think when it comes to delivery, the thing that I found frustrating about Davis is that she's not a very engaging speaker. And while she certainly spoke more, and that certainly helps in debates, that helps you score points, I think she came into this debate as someone who needed to win the debate, and I'm not sure that she did, because I don't think that she moved the needle, and I don't think that she convinced any voters.
Well, first of all, I think she was the aggressor. I think she was certainly more pointed on some of the issues, and she certainly went after the Attorney General on issues like ethics, on issues like, are you a good old boy still protecting the people who support you? Are you that kind of a person? And if you are that kind of person, you're not the kind of person Texas needs. I think she made that point very well in two or three instances.
Well, she had the opportunity. That was the point in the debate where they had the opportunity to ask each other questions, and she went immediately after him on the enterprise fund. And I think that could have been a real strong portion of the debate for her, except I think it backfired a little bit because there's some ethical issues around some of what Davis has done while she's in office as well. And I think that's a weak point for her because she kept deflecting those answers, and instead of actually addressing the questions, she just kept turning to Abbott and criticizing him. And that's a problem too, because you're watching this candidate and she's not going to answer questions, but she's going to attack her opponent. I don't trust her.
I think she made points because even though people don't fully understand the Texas Enterprise Fund, they do understand $225 million, and they do understand not being accountable for those, and they do understand that an Attorney General who's the chief officer, law enforcement officer of the state, didn't protect those funds for the public. Now, how will that play on Election Day? I think people will be thinking about that. And I think what she did when Abbott came to her and said, hey, what about this? What about Cabela's? What about that? And she said, number one, I did not benefit personally from that. And then when he persisted, she said, that's not true. And he never said, yes, it is, and I got proof. I did not hear that.
I think she used a pretty safe line there, saying that I always acted within the parameters of the law. That's a very rehearsed line that she's using. But some of the other issues that they talked about education, and that, Davis has wanted to present herself as the education candidate.
Right.
But she refused to give a number for what her education plan would cost. And that to me was frustrating. I mean, one of the questioners just kept pressing her on it, and she would refuse to talk about it. And I would like to know what that number is. I'd like to hear her discuss her plan instead of attacking Abbott's.
Yeah, but in attacking Abbott, she can say, and everybody knows this, that he approved cutting funds from education and still would cut funds from education. And you don't improve education in this state by cutting funding. It's already one of the lowest.
Well, but she wouldn't talk about how much she was willing to fund, so we don't know. We don't know how much more she would want to. We don't know what her plan is. And if we leave the debate still not knowing what their actual plans are, how can either of them win?
Well, I mean, I think you do know the plans, and I think in their summations, it was pretty clear. Hers was clearly the most articulate summation, and it did speak to specifics, whereas Abbott's with this general thing is, I want to be your great governor.
Well, ultimately, I think that the debate was really an opportunity for Davis to prove herself and to come back and have a shining moment. And I just don't think that she got there. I don't think that the debate moves the needle. And in substance, she may have had better answers, so in that sense that she won. But if the goal of the debate was to actually get some of those voters who haven't decided yet, I don't think she got any of them. And so in that sense, I think she lost.
I think it was her greatest shining moment outside of her filibuster in the Senate.
Well, we'll certainly find out what happens on Election Day. We've got a few weeks.
Yep.
Thanks for joining us.